Oh, I haven't been recording. Hey guys, I'm not Dana Yi. I'm Tingman.
Wow. Okay. And today I wanted to have some fun and play a game called I made it up. It's called what did I call this game? Trying to explain keeping terms in 10 seconds or less.
We're playing for prize money, right?
Yeah, we're playing for prize money and high stakes bragging rights.
I reckon we can do 5 seconds.
Revision to earlier, 10 seconds is far too long, so we're gonna cut it in half to 5 seconds. Okay, I will ask first, and then I'll say start, I guess.
And then I have 5 seconds to do it. And then
Mhm.
how will I be judged on whether it was an okay answer?
I don't know how we're gonna judge this. I guess just subjectively, the other person can be like, that was a good explanation, you get 1 point.
But you can be brutal.
Term number 1, Rubik's Cube. Start.
It is a twisty puzzle that is made up of 27 pieces, and that's so hard.
I rate that 6 out of 10 because it is a twisty puzzle. There are 27 pieces, but beyond that, second revision to earlier, 5 seconds is not enough time, so we're gonna increase it to 8 seconds.
Dana Yi, are you ready?
I am ready.
You have 8 seconds to describe what CFOP is from now.
CFOP stands for Cross F2L OLL PLL, and it's the standard steps that most people use to solve a Rubik's Cube.
Time. You are so good at this. I have to give that 10 out of 10. In 8 seconds, I don't think you can do better than that. Very good.
Are you ready to explain what a corner twist is? Go.
It's when the corner of a cube is twisted. This is so hard.
Fascinating explanation.
I will accept any number greater than 0.
I'll give that a 10 because that's extremely accurate. It was very succinct and accurate.
You can't use the same words to describe the term. I will take the 10. I'm very grateful for that. Dana Yi, 8 seconds. Please explain the difference between a PB and a PR. Go.
Okay. So I don't actually know the difference, but a PB stands for personal best and PR stands for personal record. I think records have to be official and...
Time.
Oh. I don't actually know. I feel like PR is a relatively new term and people use it in like a meme way that I don't actually know what it means.
I think you basically got it. PRs need to be official and a PB can happen while you're eating breakfast. You've got 10. 10 out of 10.
Yay. And then there's like unofficial world record, which inherently doesn't make any sense, but whatever.
It's also like YouTube unofficial world record.
Yeah. Tingman, you have 8 seconds to explain what parity is. Go.
It's not fair. I get all the hard ones. Parity can happen on even numbered cubes, and it's when some edges might look like they're flipped and not solved because of maths.
Pretty good. I would say 8 out of 10.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll take the 8. Hey Dana, I was just wondering, what does it mean to be color neutral in 8 seconds? Go.
So color neutral is when you're neutral solving colors on cross. So for example, most people solve white cross, but some people can solve green, blue, red,
And
orange,
time.
and yellow.
Yeah, that's perfect. I cannot fault your answers at all. They are so good. You are killing it. So good.
Ooh. Ming, I've always had this interesting question. What are finger tricks in 8 seconds? Go.
Finger tricks are like really clever ways, efficient ways of like turning the cube that are efficient.
When you need 3,000 words in an essay. I think for saying efficient finger tricks that are efficient, I'll give that a 7 out of 10.
Yes.
Finding a word using itself. Classic.
That reminds me of a biology textbook that I once had that described the shape of the kidney as being the shape of a kidney bean. I'm not kidding. It was in the textbook. That has to be a joke. Dana, what is a lockup?
So, cubes are made of plastic, and plastic isn't always frictionless against plastic. So sometimes it like catches and.
Time. You didn't finish your sentence. I need to take some points. I need to calculate how many points behind I am and remove the next amount from you. No, I will be an impartial judge and say that you get an 8. I think that was enough.
For basically saying one word, I basically just said catches.
I like how you start with cubes are made of plastic. Cubes are made of like bark from trees. Therefore, they catch. In Dana's defense, it's really early, and she's getting old.
So Ming, what is a pop in cubing? Go.
Well, as you may know, cubes are made of plastic, and sometimes they don't hold together as well as they should, and pieces fly out in the middle of a solve, and it's called a pop, like the weasel.
Ooh. That was good. I'll give you a bonus point for saying like the weasel. 11 out of 10.
Yes, still losing, but it's all good. Hey Dana, Felix Zemdegs is sometimes accused of after zeroing doing this weird thing called a ZBLL. What is that? Go.
Okay. So it stands for a really long name that I cannot pronounce, but it's when you solve the last layer in one step when the top cross is solved. And there are like 400 algorithms.
Wait, hang on. So did you say when the top cross is solved?
Yeah.
Yep, I know that much. I'm going to say that I will give you 2 extra points.
Wow.
If you can tell me what ZBLL stands for. For 2 extra points.
It's like, I genuinely have no idea. It's a very long, not English name.
You can at least tell us what LL stands for.
Okay, last layer.
Yeah, you have 1 bonus point for that. Would you like to hear me butcher it?
I would love to.
It stands for Borovsky Bruchum.
There's no Z there.
It's like Z Zborovsky.
Zborovsky Bruchum.
Moving on.
Ming, I think earlier I said CFOP stands for Cross F12 OLEM PLL. What is PLL? Go.
PLL stands for permute the last layer, or permutation of the last layer, which is when all the pieces are oriented and you just need to move them around to solve the cube.
Okay, you got a little bit cut off, so I'll nick it down to an 8 out of 10, but otherwise that's a really great explanation.
Thank you. I will take an 8. In 8 seconds, what is a soon?
Okay, so I don't know why this algorithm has a name, but it looks like a fish, and the algorithm to solve it is RU, R prime U, RU to R prime.
Oh, you made it just in time.
Ooh, yes.
So nice. What is the proper pronunciation of a soon?
Oh, I think I saw this in a video once. Isn't it like Sune or something?
It is. Nice. I will give you another 11.
Tingman, can you explain to me what the beginner's method is? Go.
I sure can. It's a simpler way of solving the cube that's very similar to CFOP, but it instead of solving an entire pair at once, you solve like the corner first and then the edge.
I think for getting cut off, 9 out of 10, but that's pretty good.
Dana Yee, 8 seconds. What is TPS?
Okay, so this one's kind of easy. It stands for turns per second, and you take the number of turns and the number of seconds, and you divide them, and then you get your turns per second. Ooh, perfect timing. Quick math.
Numbers. You can have the number 10.
Wow. So, Tingman, what does 2gen mean? Go.
Movements that only involve 2 sides of a cube. So if like the soon that you mentioned before was just like R and U moves, is a 2gen algorithm.
Wow. And they're good for one-handed.
Anyway, I believe that's a 10-pointer.
Yeah.
8 seconds. What's the difference between average and mean?
Okay, so average is when you take out the best and worst solves and you average the middle 3. And mean is when you just average all your solves.
The teacher in me wants to be really pedantic and said you should have like clarified. But you know, I will. I'm giving you 9.5.
Yes.
9.5. It was good, but you do have to work for the 10s. For the record, that is not maths, because an average could be mean, mode, or median. I'm nerdy, but not that nerdy.
Tingman, can you explain what an AUF is in 8 seconds? Go.
I can. It stands for adjusting the upper face, and it's when you finish the PLL, the top layer may not be aligned correctly yet, and so you align it.
Very next explanation. I will dock 1 point for using a cube, but it's a 9 out of 10 for me.
No.
There are no rules to this, so I don't know why I'm doing that.
That's okay. That's why it's such a good game. You just have no idea where these random rules might come from.
You just make them up as you go.
Yeah,
you know?
exactly.
It's more fun that way.
Some people might call it a call, but we know that it stands for COLL. What does that mean, Dana?
All right. So I don't remember what it stands for. Not I don't remember. I don't know what it stands for, but it's when you solve... Oh my god. What is COL?
Ladies and gentlemen, I think we have just reached our first 0.
Wow.
Yeah, that's right.
Quite the brain fart there.
It gives me no joy. Actually, it gives me some joy to give you a 0.
Tingman, following that quite terrible explanation, can you explain what OLCP is? Go.
Oh, I don't know if I can. Isn't that like CLL, but it applies to all the other OLL cases that are not cross cases? And you also like solve the corners?
I can't explain it. Proceeds to explain it perfectly. 10 out of 10.
Yes.
That was a very good explanation.
We are into the later stage later stages of this game, so I hope you're feeling the pressure.
When you're like
Dana somehow got a 0 and is still beating me. It makes no sense. Okay, so it still could be anyone's game. Anyone might go home today with the huge amount of prize money and bragging rights. This one's super hard, like really hard.
Oh no.
Like, just prepare yourself for this, okay? This makes people cry. What is WCA, go.
Okay, so it stands for the World Cubing Association, and for all solves and competitions to be recognized as official, the WCA has to recognize it as an official competition itself.
10 out of 10.
Yes.
Perfect. Thank you, by the way, to the WCA and all of your members. We appreciate what you do.
Tingman, I've heard all these like different types of records. Can you explain the difference between WR, NR, and CR? Go.
World record, national record, and continental record. I should get three times the amount of points for that.
I will say 9 out of 10 for correctly saying what they are, but not describing their differences.
Right, I did not explain them at all. That's true. But can I also say that
they are quite self-explanatory, though.
Yeah, well, yeah, that's true. Hey, Dana, I know this wasn't your question, but I will give you. I'm squeezing this in right now as bonus points for you. If in 8 seconds, I'll give you 1 point for every continental record acronym that you can give me.
Okay.
Ready, go.
NAR, OCR, ER?
You got 3 points. Well done.
Wait, what are the other ones?
Yeah, so AFR, ASR, ER, NAR, OCR, and SAR. Still, you got 3 points. So, I mean, that's pretty good.
Ooh, I will take it.
For all of you guys who are feeling sad that I might lose, don't worry. You are about to see the comeback of the century. No.
Okay, and first for this comeback, this is also not on that list, and I also don't think it's my turn to ask a question, but in 8 seconds, I'm feeling generous.
Thank you.
In 8 seconds, I will give you 1 point for every 3x3 world record single in terms of time that you can name. Go.
3.43 for Yushingdu and 4.74 for Felix and... That's it. Hey, I got 2. I will happily take 2. Hey, Dana, 8 seconds. What's squan?
Okay, so apparently square one is too many syllables for us to say, so we call it a squan instead.
I will have to penalize you exactly 0 points.
Oh no.
You get 10 points, my friend.
Wow. Tingman, can you explain to me what BLD is? Start.
It's short for blind, and it's blindfold solving of the 3, 4, or 5. It could also stand for bacon, lettuce, and Dijonnaise mustard.
For saying Dijonnaise mustard, I'll take off 0 points. 10 out of 10.
No, you were meant to say that you will add points for the creativity.
But I don't like mustard.
Yeah, neither do I. 8 seconds. What is FMC?
Okay. So FMC stands for fewest move counts, and it's when people use their big brains to try and solve a cube as few moves as possible, and they have an hour to come up with a solution.
That's really good.
Timing.
That sounds like it's straight from like the regulations page.
I love that explanation was so well worded because I don't do FMC.
10 out of 10 for you.
So Ming, I think people get upset when they get one of these. What's a DNF or DNS? Go.
DNF stands for did not finish, which is when you just you started the solve but you didn't finish it, and DNS is did not solve and you just didn't even do the solve at all.
Oh, I will take off 1 point because I think DNS stands for did not start.
Oh really? Of course, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I just learned something. I always thought it was did not solve. Dana, this is your second last question. What is a plus 2?
Okay, so it's when 2 seconds get added onto your solve, and it can occur in a numerous number of ways. Like if you would. It's not even early anymore. I just don't know what that was.
Okay, numbers on their own are great, but when they're numerous,
you know, just trying to get that word count.
Wait, hang on. Let me be critical. When 2 seconds gets added to your solve, and it can happen in a numerous number of ways. No, I'm gonna give you 9. I think I would have liked at least one specific example of how a plus 2 could have occurred.
I'll take it. 9 out of 10 is still an A, usually.
Okay, this is the final round. So I'm currently on 118 points.
Ooh.
And you are on 121.5.
So you need to get a 10, and I have to get less than a 6.5, or math, but something like that.
The comeback of the century isn't really panning out as I wanted it to.
It's okay, we still have 1 round to make it.
It's possible.
Tingman, for your last comeback of the century, what is sexy move? Go.
It is U prime, and it's because it can be executed so quickly and easily, and it looks really nice. So it's called a sexy move, and Derpy Cuba made like a whole video about it.
Wow! All right, for that very eloquently worded explanation and bringing in an example, I'll give you 13.5 points.
This sounds like you, very, very carefully calculated. Final question. Are you ready?
I am ready.
Do you need like a break or anything? Want to get some
All right,
water?
water break.
Yeah, good. Meanwhile, let us tell you about our sponsor. Today we are sponsored by...
Sponsored by no one. That's a line in the Mean Girls musical.
I have never seen Mean Girls ever.
The movie or the musical? Oh my god!
I'm sorry. So this last one, I don't personally even really know what the answer is, but why not? I'm gonna give it to you anyway. It's a challenge.
Ooh, I'm ready.
Just like all the other times, you have 8 seconds to explain to me and to the world what the meaning of this is, and it is GJ. Go.
Ooh, okay. So it stands for good job, and when someone does a good solve, you say good job, and it's kind of dumb because good job and GJ have the same number of syllables.
Is that true? Do people say GJ?
Yeah, or they say like GG, like good game, which is literally the same number of mouth movements.
It is. Like when people abbreviate the World Wide Web to www, it's like that's 9 syllables, and you could have just said World Wide Web. But you get 10 points.
Wow, fascinating.
Which means we ended on a complete tie.
Wow, that was unprecedented, unplanned.
To the decimal. Much wow.
Tingman, thanks so much for playing. That was so much fun. And if you guys enjoyed, make sure to bop that like button.
And subscribe to what I was going to say is that you should subscribe to Danny Yee because she uploads, and I genuinely mean this, she's not paying me anything, but she regularly uploads like really quality content, which I find so interesting. And so if you're not already subscribed to her channel, you are missing out. You're not doing the right thing, so do it. I'll wait. Bye.
Right. See ya.
Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, make sure to like me on Facebook, follow me on Instagram, and subscribe for the latest content.